In the scriptures this Sunday, there's an episode where Jesus is sent into the wilderness and he's tempted by Satan. Now, Satan is one of those characters that art and science fiction and television shows and authors absolutely love. The whole idea of Satan, as it's presented in those medium, is personified evil. So this being outside of us that is all evil, and they take it one step further and believe that there's this huge battle between God and Satan for the benefit of humanity. Countless TV shows, that's a running theme. The problem is that that's not biblical. Yes, the imagery is found in the book of Revelation, and you can kind of pick it up here and there in other places in the Bible. But the real Satan, the real Hasatan, that's the Hebrew word for it. Is Ha is the in Hebrew, Satan is the tempter, the tester. Imagine being in a court of law and the one who is grilling the witness on the stand. Another name is the advocate. Yes, the spirit is the advocate, but the tempter is also the advocate. The whole idea of tempter is not to kind of ruin a person. The whole idea is to push them to be honest, to push them to be authentic, to push them to be their real self and to recognize their failures. That's all Hasatan is. And that is the character that Jesus encounters in the wilderness. Not some huge personified evil, not some beast with red skin and a tail and wings. That's all artwork. That's all just imagination out of really creative people who are not trained in theology. It's also a combination of Christian imagery and Greek mythology and Egyptian mythology and Roman mythology and Persian mythology. All these things kind of got mixed up in popular culture's version of Satan. So when we see in the Bible Jesus saying, "Get thee behind me, Satan," he's not saying, "Get behind me, beast with red skin and wings." He's saying, "Get behind me, tempter. Get behind me, person who wants to get in my way and tell me to take the easier path." Because if you look at the Gospels of Matthew and Luke, the Hasatan, the Satan character in both of those, has a series of temptations. We don't read about those specific temptations in Mark, but we do in the other two synoptic gospels. The other two, synoptic means storytelling gospels. Matthew, Mark, and Luke are considered synoptics, storytelling gospels. So Matthew and Luke have these questions and these temptations where Jesus is given all sorts of power and he's given the opportunity to turn away from the path that he has chosen, that God has asked him to choose. We don't have that in Mark. All we do have is this wrestling between God and Jesus and temptation. So next time you come across Satan, don't worry about it being some kind of big overloading beast who's going to damn you to hell and do all sorts of terrible things to you and your family. That is Hollywood. That is not biblical. Biblically, Hasatan is temptation. Where you will find it is when you're tempted to cheat on a test and you know you shouldn't. Hasatan, the temptation, is the encouragement to cheat on the test. When you want to steal the last candy bar from your friends and pretend you didn't do it, that is an experience of Hasatan, tempting you to do something you shouldn't do. When you're wanting to be bullying, wanting to be mean, wanting to make fun of people for your own entertainment, that is temptation. That is a moment of Hasatan. So there's lots of times you're going to encounter Satan, the Hasatan figure, but it's not going to be as a monster. And the devil connection, that's the Greek interpretation, Greek or Latin? Greek, I believe, interpretation diabolus, which we have translated in devil. Same deal. Just the tempter given a word in another language. So not that big a deal, but at the same time, everywhere that you can think. Jesus asks us to kind of walk the road of good choices. Hasatan wants us to walk the road of easy choices. So you can kind of see where the Gospels come in on this. Walking the road of Jesus, that's kind of the choice that we're asked to make.